Welcome to the Investigator and the case of the unconventional weapon. The Investigator series seems to be a bunch of games about an alligator that solves crime, and that just seemed interesting. I'm sure I'll be terrible at it. Bobby Cat. I get it. Does everyone in this world have a job based on a pun, of their species? Because you could get real screwed over by that. I'm glad you're here, Investigator, but I don't know if we need you tonight. Seems like a pretty open and shut case to me. Here, I'll put the details in your case file, see if you agree. MacGuffin the Puffin. Fucking hell. Male, early 20s, found floating face down in his bathtub with his skull crushed. Background check didn't come up with anything besides a few speeding tickets. Pretty blameless guy by all accounts. He worked part-time at the local Panda Express. That all we have? Open and shut cases are the most deceptive of all, Bobby Cat. What the fuck is next to me? By the way, who's that with you? Yeah, good question, Bobby Cat. Allow me to introduce my latest sidekick. Latest because I am unable to hold on to them for any amount of time. His name is the Vanilla Chinchilla. Fuck's sake. I'm not your sidekick, Investigator. You know I'm only shadowing you for the internship credits. So you're an intern, which is a demotion from sidekick. So, you should have just taken sidekick. If you on your resume put intern for an investigator or sidekick to an investigator, I know which sounds better. Please allow my sidekick and I to inspect the crime scene, Bobby Cat. Right you are, sir. Can I look at the dead guy? Looks like you missed something, Bobby Cat. Take a look at these bruises around the victim's neck. Strangulation marks. The formation of the prints indicate claws. Interesting. What? Well, that doesn't prove me wrong. MacGuffin could have been strangled. Who do we think did it? It's an open and shut case, which means he has to suspect someone. How is it shut? Who is it that you suspect? What does the Puffin think happened that we're trying to disprove here? That doesn't prove me wrong. MacGuffin could have been strangled afterwards. Either way, this is one stone cold killer we're dealing with here. Look at the toilet. Oh, I'm not looking in there for clues. You're not the right person. A successful detective never shies away from a search for evidence. In this case, however, anything pertinent has long since gone down the drain. Up here, there's something? This is odd. Am I the Vanilla Chinchilla? I thought I was the investigator. Am I the sidekick? Bits of quills floating in the toilet tank. Better collect it just in case. Pieces of quills. I was thinking quills, not like hedgehog quills, but writing implement quills. Interesting. Porcupines, have quills and claws, I believe. What's this? Bloody something. Toilet lid. Okay, well, I'll certainly give them credit for an unconventional weapon. Those things weigh a ton. Interesting. The murder weapon. Cracked with the blood of the victim on it. So that's the unconventional weapon. Roll credits. We'll send the body off for a forensic autopsy. What the fuck is happening? Once you're done examining, but it looks to me like the cause of death was repeated blunt trauma to multiple areas in the head. The weapon of choice indicates a crime of passion rather than a premeditated murder. Just one hit would have been enough, meaning whoever did this had a real vendetta. Crimes like these, it's always one person. The lover! The husband or wife. See, even your intern knows, Investigator. In this case, of course, it's a girlfriend. Did he have a girlfriend? That we know of? All the same, Bobby Cat. I think I'll keep an open mind. Check out the sink. I've got a sinking feeling about the sink. Oh, come on. Anything else? We'll just do a quick scan for clues. This is how the police do it. They just Okay. You sure you're done? Maybe we should sniff around a bit harder for clues. Please, no comments on my sense of smell. So what you're saying is I definitely missed something. Strangled and beaten to death, not a nice way to go. Bobby Cat, take a look at this. I thought that was his feet. Feathers? So what? He's a puffin. Puffins have feathers. I know your night vision is better than your color vision, but puffins are black and white. These are brown feathers. Ah, fuck off. 2 feathers not matching the victim's coloration were found in the bathtub water. Multiple perpetrators? Because we have quills from a porcupine, feathers. What is the girlfriend? Like, what species is she? Is that it? Gonna go? All done. I've gathered the suspects down in the living room for questioning. Seems an odd place to gather them. Not the police station where we can separate them and, like, take, a report, get their fingerprints, that whole, the whole procedure. Down in the living room like some kind of murder mystery. Yeah, I think I'm done. Ooh. Ooh, we have what I'm assuming is a chicken. A brown feathers. Neighbors confirm no one's been in and out of the house since 6 p.m. the previous night. So the murder has to be one of his roommates. I always like in crime shows and murder mystery shows and stuff. Fuck off. When they're like, oh yeah, the neighbor confirmed nobody left the house, so someone had to, like that, nobody came and went from the house. My neighbors could be running like a drug cartel, like half the town could be coming and going from their house every day. And I don't pay attention, I would never know. I don't watch oh, someone's coming from the house, someone's leaving the house. Literally, if the police were like, oh, did somebody come and go from your neighbor's house? I would not be able to help, even the slightest. You know what they say about keeping your friends close and your enemies closer? Are you a porcupine? Is this a Murder on the Orient Express situation? Spoilers. Where everybody's guilty, everyone had it out for the guy, so everybody helped kill him. Let's go for the obvious one first. Excuse me, monsieur. This is just terrible. A horrible tragedy. You were close with the victim? Yeah, I've known the stricken chicken. What are you called when there's not a murder? I've known McGuff and the Puffin since I was 16. We took pre-calc in high school together, man. Nice bow tie. I'm sorry to hear that. The pre-calc bit. Can you tell me why anyone might have wanted to kill Mr. McGuffin? Yeah, I can tell you why. I think it was that good-for-nothing girlfriend of his. To be honest, she isn't even employed. Just a total bum. But you have the brown feathers. I'm assuming this is the girlfriend. That's not a reason for her to be a killer. That just means you don't like her. If anything, it's less of a motive for her to be a killer because she doesn't have a job, which means she was relying on McGuffin the Puffin for financial stability. He's dead. That financial stability disappears. So she would have a reason to keep him alive. Obviously, we're assuming this is premeditated. It could have been if it is a crime of passion and McGuffin the Puffin broke up with her and she freaked out and caved his head in with a toilet tank lid. That's also a possibility. But if we're assuming the killer thought this through... Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. Maybe grief is clouding my judgment and all. I just think she's a real shady character. I know I've heard the two of them fighting lately, but... Fighting? About what, if I may ask? Yeah, that's not what I asked you. I asked you something about if you've heard sounds coming from the bedroom. And then I said something else. Yeah, of course, man. I have a final next week, so I was in my room studying until I went straight to bed at 8 p.m. Didn't hear a thing all day. You have a final next week and you're still going to bed at 8? Thank you for your... Nope, that's me. Thank you for your help. A childhood friend of the victim seems to be genuinely saddened by his death. Could be sad because he did it. My final next week, so I was studying in my room until... Oh, this is like that thing where it's like they heard... Like someone was killed at a specific time, and it's like this guy was cleaning his gun at like 8, and like the shot went off, and then this person was doing this, and you have to like figure out whose clock is broken or whatever to like figure out who's guilty. It's that puzzle, isn't it? And then oh fuck. Thanks, man. I like you. You look cool. Are you the girlfriend? The throaty coyote. Throaty in which way? Ah, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I haven't accused you yet. I'm sorry. I know everyone's blaming me, but I swear I didn't do it. I was the one who called the police. Why would I do that if I were the killer? If for this exact reason, that you could throw suspicion of yourself by saying you called the police. That's not a good question. Miss, can you describe... Why do I not get to ask you fuck all questions? Can you describe your movements this afternoon and evening? Well, MacGuffin was feeling poorly, so we stayed in bed watching Netflix together all afternoon. At around 7, he said he was going to have a bath. When he wasn't back in bed by 9, I went to check on him. 2 hour... well... I was going to say a 2-hour bath is a little weird, but... You know... I'd be a hypocrite if I said that. That's when I found him dead in the bathtub. I screamed and called the police immediately. See, so like her screaming replaces the shotgun going off because it's like a sound everyone in the house would have heard, and then you need to like figure out the times. But he said he didn't hear anything, but he went to bed at 8, which means he... Oh, fuck no. Although if he's asleep and she went in at 9, I feel like I'm going to need a piece of paper for this. MacGuffin was feeling poorly. Around 7, she went to check on him at 9. Okay. Hope you feel better soon. Hope you get over the grief of a dead person. Hello, Mr. Porcupine. Why are your feathers in the bathroom with the victim? Like, here's the thing. Feathers in the bathroom, it's possible if they all share a house, right? Like, it's possible, like, he just lost some feathers in day-to-day things. But there are quills in the toilet tank, and, like, that's not something, that's not, you know, you don't regularly open the toilet tank. Alright, listen up, you chumps. I'll tell you this once, since it's obvious you couldn't pour water out of a boot if the instructions were written on the heel. It was that minx, Throaty, so it was you. She's a coyote. No, that's me, apparently. She's a coyote, not a minx. Shut up, I saw her. That stupid tramp did it. I saw her running away crying from the bathroom earlier that evening. The only pity is she didn't off herself with a backstabbing jerk MacGuffin at the same time. You're now proving you have a motive to frame her and you didn't like the murder victim. You're not very good at this. You're also pissing off the police, which is never a good idea. Always be nice and friendly and cooperative with the police, because it makes you less of a suspect. They're not going to want to work with an asshole. I get the feeling there's a history between you three. Did you perhaps try to date Throaty and things didn't, go well? History? There's history, alright, that cheating broad. As for MacGuffin, well, I sure thought we used to be friends, that son of a bitch. I'm gonna stop you right there for the sake of this game's E for everyone rating. Well, I blew right through that. So, what were you doing? Whoa. Hold on a second. I want a lawyer. I know my rights. Plead the fifth. Am I under arrest? You can be, if you'd like to. You're a suspect in a murder. So we have more than enough reason to arrest you and hold you for questioning. This is sort of a courtesy thing. I don't think we're getting anything useful from him. See, now you automatically look more suspicious. I don't think he did it. I think he's being made to look like way more suspicious as a red herring. Suspect refused to give a statement. Can I ask them about whatever? Like, can I go back and talk to her and be like, hey, this guy said he saw you fleeing, can you explain? Hey, can you tell us about the fact that apparently she cheated on someone? Anyway. Is that a porcupine and the thing in the background? Ooh, you're fucking cool looking. Hello, Mr. Yak. That's me, the Pack Yak. Could you please describe your relationship with the victim? To tell you the truth, it was non-existent. I just moved in here like a month ago. I found the room on Craigslist. Bet you're regretting answering that ad now. Yeah, I'm going to see about breaking the lease tomorrow. My mother always told me not to share a house with murderers. I'd just like to point out, very calm, just moved in, like, I kind of suspect this guy. Like, he moved in, someone got murdered, he immediately left, versus like a bunch of people who have known each other for a really long time. I think, I mean, I obviously have no evidence. I just think it'd be like, it would fit well with the narrative for it to be someone you don't expect it to be, and I kind of think it's this guy. What an oddly specific lesson. Yeah, probably something happened, and like a friend or a father or someone got killed by these people, and that's why he's trying to like frame them, and he killed someone, and I have no evidence to go on for any of this. Could you tell me if you heard anything between the hours of 3 p.m. and 9 p.m.? Well, let's see, I had dinner in the living room at 5. Around 7, I headed to bed. That's when I saw MacGuffin in the hallway walking towards the bathroom and said hello. My mother taught me to be polite, you see. By 9, I was in bed reading 50 Shades of Hay when I heard the most blood-curdling scream from the bathroom. I rushed out to find Throaty. It is that puzzle. I don't remember how you solve it. That's very helpful. Thank you, Mr. Yak. Okay. He went to bed at 8 and then didn't hear anything. But why would he not have heard the scream? Do I have anything else, by the way? I'm missing some evidence. Why would he not have heard the scream at 9? It could be possible that he was asleep, but we know that at around 7 he was going. That's confirmed by the Pack Yak, and it's also confirmed that at 9 she screamed. This guy is not really helping us. You have a nice day now. Not quite as open and shut as you thought, eh, Bobby Cat? Something's a bit off, it's true. Plus, that borderline porcupine is starting to look suspicious. It's not the porcupine, that's like too obvious an answer. A jilted lover who kills the interloper and frames it on the wayward mistress. Yeah, I like it. Bobby Cat, you worry me sometimes. It makes like a... That, based on the evidence at the time, that makes sense. It's a crime of passion, we have quills there, we have feathers, he's trying to frame... Well, the feathers don't really fit in, but the quills and, like, it would make sense that it's him, because we have evidence of him being there, and it's a crime of passion, and we know he didn't like Mr. MacGuffin. But, like, that can't be it. That's, like, too boring for this kind of game. Oh. You said something about the chicken, and then I skipped over it. Oh boy, and what crackpot theory do you have about the Pack Yak? Nah, that bloke seems pretty alright. It has to be him. In any case, I would like to investigate the area for further evidence. It has to be the Pack Yak. It's a really old picture of the borderline porcupine and the throaty coyote. They're holding hands. I guess they used to be pretty serious. The heart is a fickle mistress indeed. Okay, there's something in the trash can. It is written by the deceased. Dear Throaty the coyote, it pains me to do this, but there are 99 reasons why I need to break up with you. You didn't even throw away your breakup letter like in your room or something. You just threw it away in the living room where anyone could see it. Interesting though, the plot thickens. Wow, this is scorching hot. Good eye, the vanilla chin. This is exactly what I said in the beginning, where it's like he breaks up with her, she freaks out, crime of passion caves in her skull. sordid letter written by the late victim listing all the reasons why he wanted to break up. Can I read the reasons and figure something out? What's this letter? This notice is addressed to MacGuffin. Despite our long-time status as friends, I'm at the end of my rope. I really need that 15 that you borrowed from me several years ago. I have included a detailed invoice and interest rate below. It's from the stricken chicken. Why did you loan him 15 grand? That's quite a lot of money. A good life lesson. Never mix friendship and money. Yep. Let's see where this goes, Mr. Chicken. What's your final next week about? Oh, underwater mineralogy. So you say. Oh, I love collecting rocks. Can you explain this collections notice? I don't really want to tell him about the fact that he didn't tell me about a scream. That feels like giving away evidence. Hey, I don't remember the voice I gave you. You can't just pour through people's stuff. Actually, legally, we absolutely can, sir. I don't know how true that is. Alright, I'll confess. Things between MacGuffin the Puffin and I have been a bit tense lately. I loved him like a brother, but he was terrible with money. Plus, he was letting Throaty the Coyote stay totally rent-free in his room. That's just, that's not cool. Why? If he pays for the room, surely... Can't he have someone live there? I don't know. I guess it depends on, the agreement you have. These your feathers, boy? Where'd you get those? Well, I've been molting lately and my feathers keep getting everywhere. Throaty keeps complaining that they're clogging the drains. See, that's what I'm saying is, the feathers being in the bathroom, that's easy enough to explain away. But quills being in the toilet tank. Right, why didn't you claim me to hear Throaty scream? I must have forgotten. That's all. Now that I think about it, I remember her screaming. Can I change my statement? If you can tell me exactly when you heard her screaming, then yes. I always forget to bring in a razor. No, let him wait until you hear her scream. He goes, oh, at 8. Well, that's obviously wrong. Let him incriminate himself. Throaty! Sniff, sniff, boo-hoo. You're a shit actor. He was trying to break up with you? Oh, where did you find that? That's not a no. In a rubbish bin. Literally right there. You would have had to see me get it out of the rubbish bin. Well, that's where it belongs. My MacGuffin would never break up with me. Ever. The very idea. How dare you? She doesn't have a job. She can't afford rent. She's living here. There are reasons for her to want to kill it. It's totally a everyone did it situation. It has to be. Besides, would a dame as good looking as me ever get broken up with? I think not. I am the one who breaks up with others. Why does the borderline porcupine hate you so much, eh? Probably because everyone calls him the borderline porcupine, and that's kind of a shitty thing to call someone. Well, we used to date. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. We just weren't working out, so I broke up with him. I guess he was more hung up on me than I thought, though, because he totally went crazy. Maybe I shouldn't have moved in and started seeing his roommate. It's not really the best idea. How are you holding up? It feels like my heart's breaking into a million pieces. I want to crawl into bed and then listen to Linkin Park for a year. Okay. I couldn't ask about the feathers. Okay. Why did you and Throaty separate? That scurvy tart! Please, Mr. Porcupine, just the facts. Scurvy? It's an interesting insult. Facts! There's nothing remotely factual or logical about that woman's heart. She left me saying she'd met someone else. Little did I know it was for a man who I once called brother. She also told me I shouted too much. Me! I think I've gone slightly deaf in my left ear. You know the chicken? We knew each other through MacGuffin, but we weren't really friends or anything. He seems kinda stuffy, and that's all you're getting out of me, copper. Is it? What about a statement? Nice weather we're having, eh? Alright, I get the hint. I thought he was just gonna keep pestering him until he gave in. Oi! Hello officers, I'm afraid you'll find the house empty of helpful clues pertaining me. As an apology, might I offer you a glass of water instead? Interesting that he points out that there's no clues leading to him, almost as if he planned this and wiped away the evidence. Is the water for something? The vanilla chinchilla. Stop using the clues folder to store your stuff. Can I combine stuff? What's the impression of your roommates in the short time you've known them? I find the borderline porcupine to be quite objectionable. He picks arguments at the drop of a hat. I avoid all discourse with him. The authority coyote I can converse with civilly, however we have very little in common, and I always have been a bit of a gruff bachelor. I have no real impressions of the stricken chicken. Oh, Jesus. That was not stirred. Or the late MacGuffin, the Puffin. They were both retiring fellows and kept to themselves. As my mother always said gentlemen should. Retiring fellows. Interesting. Where are you thinking of going next? Thinking of checking out a micro apartment or a tiny house. They're all the rage lately. The whole tiny house thing feels like, oh, you can't afford a real house. Well, let's try and make it a fad to live in a fucking shoebox because it's so cool and trendy, but it's actually shit. I hate to break it to you, but you might not be able to fit into one. Well, that's just fucking rude. Uh-oh, Investigator. Yeah. The autopsy. Jeez, how fucking fast was that autopsy? Who was doing it? An octopus who was fucking flinging all his arms all over the place to get this stuff down this quickly? The autopsy and background checks have just come back. They check out except for 2. The throaty coyote has some charges for petty theft and shoplifting. Okay. Not really that big a deal. And the other is, I can't believe this. The pack yak has been... I called it from day 1! The pack yak has been previously arrested on suspicion of murdering a series of roommates. I called it from the start! Yes, although he was acquitted. And the autopsy? The cause of death is listed as strangulation instead of blunt force trauma, so you were on the money there. But this is the strange thing. The toxicology report indicates his blood was full of poison. And the yak just gave us poisoned water! Hey, thank you for the water pack, yak. Take a sip. As an officer, I order you to take a sip. Go from there. Thank you, Bobbycat. That unfortunately confirms my suspicions. Please gather everyone. It is almost time for the part where I overdramatically point my finger at the killer. Would you like to accuse the murderer? I mean, now the pack yak feels overly obvious. But yeah, let's give it a go. Called you all here for a very important reason. This is the part where I overly dramatically point my finger at the killer. I'm telling you it wasn't me. I'm telling you it was her. The vanilla chinchilla. I'm giving you a chance to show off all you've learned. Who was the dastardly murderer? Oh, so even if I get it wrong... Well, this guy, right? Who tried to just poison us. Right? Well, that feels now it feels too obvious. Because, they give you the information... Ugh. Who made the food? Hold on. Because the cause of death was poisoning. So I was in my room studying and then went straight to bed at 8, didn't hear anything. MacGuffin was feeling poorly because he was ill, so he stayed in bed. I had dinner in the living room around 7. Fuck. I'm gonna accuse the pack yak, but now it feels like that's not the right option. It feels too obvious. I accuse the pack yak. Can I accuse everyone? It could have been more than one person. Because it's letting me pick. I'm gonna accuse everyone and see what happens. They all did it! I'm sticking with my original guns. You got it! It was all of them! Oh! The fact that it let me do that was kind of a big clue that it was more than one of them, and then I just stuck to my guns. Little did you all know, each of you independently conspired to murder MacGuffin the Puffin. The first was the Pack Yak, otherwise known as the serial killer, the Ricin Bison. The Ricin Bison poisoned MacGuffin much earlier that day. As a result, MacGuffin fell unconscious in his bath. Interesting. The second killer was Throaty Coyote. After MacGuffin left for his bath, he went snooping around and found the breakup letter in his room. Consumed by rage, he stormed into the bathroom and strangled him where he lay. In his weakened state, he could hardly put up a fight. No! The third was the stricken chicken. Okay, but do all of them get charged with murder? Or does only one person? Because technically, the coyote is the one who killed him. Everyone else tried to kill him, but she's the one that did it. So does everyone else get charged as attempted murder, and she gets charged with the actual murder because she actually did it? The third was the stricken chicken. He walked in on the carnage after Throaty had fled. MacGuffin was barely... Oh, he's alive. So it's not the coyote. Was barely alive at that point. You could have saved him. Instead, you coldly condemned him to his fate by holding his head underwater. As for you, the borderline porcupine, come at me, bro! I ain't scared! Upon finding MacGuffin passed out in the shower, you remembered having seen Throaty run crying from the bathroom. Evilly, you decided to frame her for the crime, bashing the victim's head into a pulp. However, you failed to notice MacGuffin was already dead. Your act was the most brutal, yet the most impotent. All of you did it! Well, I must admit, Investigator, I am impressed. Your powers of deduction are extraordinary. Thanks. Before you take us away, it's my turn to ask you one last question. How was the water? Tinbox says that's the question. Why would I only poison MacGuffin when I could poison the entire house? I'll kill you! Oh no, Investigator, I don't feel so good. That's a murder! What a way to go. The vanilla chinchilla, the glass of water. No shit, Sherlock. No! Men, apprehend the Ricin Bison. Investigator, I'm calling an ambulance. It's too late. You're a real scumbag, Bison. I'll see you locked up for life for this. Ha! Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. Take him away, boys! Poor Vanilla Chinchilla. I won't be sorry to be done with this case, Bobby Cat. That entire household was real toxic.